Well, it's been a couple of weeks since my last video, and I'd really like to thank everybody for the help and support and advice that's been provided. I have sort of caught the pen turning bug a little bit, so I've been spending a lot of time turning pens for friends and family for Christmas presents. And I'll show you a few of those in terms of what I've made. Also, I'd like to thank in particular a few people for the advice that's been provided. First of all to Lutz Kunstler and Tommy Hughes. Both suggested using car polish as a final finish on the acrylic pens, and after using the teacup, putting the car polish on, you get a really superb finish. So that's a brilliant tip, so thanks very much for that. Also thanks to Steve Howie for pointing out that this bar that I got with the lathe, which has got 2 Morse taper on each end, which I didn't know what that was for. Steve points out that this is for lining up the headstock and the tailstock on the lathe, so you put that in the headstock, put that in the tailstock, and you line it up like that. So that's a brilliant tip. I mean, when I got the lathe, I got that, looked at it and put it in the box because I had no idea what it was for. Also thanks to Christian Jensen of Texas, who provided some information on a product called Corian. Now my understanding is that Corian is used in the manufacture of kitchen tabletops and things like that, and Christian has got lots of offcuts of Corian, and he very kindly said he would send me quite a few pen blanks for me to have a go at turning. However, having both looked into what the costs would be for shipping those over from the States, it wasn't really a viable proposition. But anyway, thanks again to Christian for the information, and if anybody out there has got any information on how you can get hold of Corian in the UK, I'd be very interested, because I wouldn't mind giving it a try. Also, well done to John Clothier for guessing what my next project or my next toy will be. That's going to be a small engineering lathe. So I've got a few metal turning projects that I need to be doing, hence the metal turning lathe when it turns up. And I'm not too sure how I might try and amalgamate that into some of my wood turning projects as well. So I need to give that a bit of thought, but we'll see how we get on with that. I also managed to get to the North of England woodworking show over a week ago now, and I did try to say hi to Mike Waltz, and every time I tried, I must have tried half a dozen times, bobbing round to his stand, and he was either engaged talking to people or turning wood. So hopefully next time, third time lucky I think it might be, if I bump into him, I might be lucky and we can exchange some stickers and have a little chat and things like that. And finally, oh yes, when I was there I managed to get hold of some Intrinsic Colours from Martin Saban Smith. So I quite fancy having a go at applying those on some future projects. Now this project, I'm going to do another pen, but it's probably going to be the last pen I'm going to do a video of. Fingers crossed, everybody says. However, I'm going to try something quite different. I've got some boring sycamore here, so these are just some offcuts I found kicking around. So I've cut those down into sort of pen blank size, I've put some brass inserts in there, and I'll turn those down, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do. I've got a few things in mind. Maybe some using a texturing tool, maybe using some Intrinsic Colours. What else? Maybe beading? I don't know, I'm not too sure. But once I've turned them down, we'll give it a bit more thought. So see you in a bit. Okay, so we've got a nice sharp spindle roughing gouge, and we'll start turning around about 2000 revs. Okay, so I must say, after turning acrylic, this sycamore is really easy to turn. Acrylic I found really quite hard, so that's a pleasure really. So I'll carry on, and I'll probably do a little bit of finishing using the skew chisel. Okay, so having given it a bit of thought, actually I thought I might try a bit of Milliput, but I would have really liked to have had a tool where I could put some grooves down here, probably just by hand, and then fill it with Milliput, but I've not got anything like that, you know, like these Dremel tools. But anyway, I've decided I'm going to try and put some beads on it. So this is an 1/8 of an inch beading tool by Ashley Isles. So I'll just go down it and see how it comes out. Make some initial marks. Well, having given it some thought, I thought I'd put some Milliput in here. Now, I was intending to use black Milliput, but the black hardener had gone off. So I've got some white hardener and mixed it with the black and come up with a grey. So hopefully this will go off overnight. So I've made some small pieces here, and it's just a matter of pushing these in here. Not too sure how successful this is going to be. But anyway, I'll carry on and I'll get back to you once I've completed it all. Okay, so I've decided that the Milliput idea isn't a good one. I think the hardener's all gone off, so I can't use that. So what I'm going to do is just do some sanding, and then I'll apply some Intrinsic Colours. Okay, so I've decided, first of all, I'm going to apply some of the earth colour. Try and get it right in the grooves. Okay, I'm going to switch to a little brush. Okay, so I've just hand sanded a bit using this 1000 grit. Now I'm going to apply some honey. So I'm pretty much making this up as I go along, really. I don't know what I'm doing. Now a bit of straw. And finally a bit of plum. Okay, so I'm quite happy with those colours. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this gilt cream. See what that does. Okay, so I'm just going to put some acrylic sanding sealer on this. No, I'm not. Okay, so I've decided I'm just going to put some acrylic gloss lacquer on this. Okay, so I applied about 3 coats of the acrylic lacquer, which has worked out quite well. and now it's just a matter of assembly. Well, that was an interesting little exercise. So what have I learned? I suppose first of all, trying to get true beads on the pen was quite difficult because you can't go that deep to get a true sort of curve on the top. So that was a shame. The plans around the Milliput didn't work out, so I've learnt there that I think once you've opened up the Milliput, the shelf life deteriorates quite a bit. I think that Milliput is only about 6 months old. What else have I learnt? Oh, I think I've reaffirmed that my design skills have got a lot to be desired. I'm not great on design. But what I did learn was the Intrinsic Colours I thought were great. There's some superb colours there, and I think if you follow the instructions and get a nice deep base colour and then sand some of it back and then reapply some of the other colours, you can get some really nice effect. So I'm really happy with that. So there you have it. Not the best pen in the world, but I hope somebody out there might like it. I'll see you later.